All right, you heard it here first. Jared Heasley is on the pole. Second place is Zach Henson. Kevin Reed will be starting third. Garmin fourth. Kyle Holden is fifth. Harley Barletta is sixth. Scotty Too Hottie Snodgrass is seventh. Matt Johnston is eighth. Aiden the Kid Trevette is ninth. Jason Don't Pull a Rome is 10th. Jeff Hinkle is 11th. Mike Smith is 12th. 13th is Rick Sargent. Bill Percy is 14th. AJ Godsey 15th. Topher Baltimore is 16th. Richie West 17th. Cheryl Newman 18th. And 19th is Larry Ashby. Unfortunately, we do not have Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel here tonight. She is on vacation. Hopefully she's watching. We definitely missed you last night. Topher and Jared arguing in the chat. And as he mentioned, let's take a little bit closer look at Heasley here. Just seeing that car on the pole makes my heart happy. Pace car is going to roll off. Only one only one lap of pacing, and then we will go green flag racing. Last night we did not have any cautions in the first half. Got to the competition caution, made it to about 10 laps to go. Had a wreck late in the race that took out Jason Rome and Topher Baltimore. Really hoping Topher breaks the bad luck streak here tonight. Coming down the back straightaway, 3 degrees of banking, palm trees off to the right. And Kevin Reed in pre-race said he was not fast here. He's not good, but there he is starting in third place. He's got to finish better than Richie and Rick both to get into the playoffs. We'll see if he can get it done. Pace car is off. Green flag is in the air, and Heasley leads them down into turn 1. Across the start-finish line, and we've got a wreck at the front. Half the field is collected. Caution is out. Somebody spun their tires. See if we can get a look at who that was. It was the 18, I believe. The 18 just spun his tires. Looked like when he went to shift, he just lost it. Let's see, it looks like Aiden Trevette was in it. Scotty Too Hottie might have avoided it there. Several cars are involved. AJ Godsey. Looks like Rick Sargent may have been involved. The 93 of Matt Johnston was involved there. Let's take a look at Rick. He is a playoff contender here in the 20 car. And he was involved. Several of those guys are going to have to go get the fast repair here. And what is that going to mean for later in the race? All right, let's see who all. Matt Johnston is going to pit road now. Kyle Holden had to go to get towed to pit road. Rick Sargent had the heaviest damage out there. We'll see if he can hold on to it. And Becky, I know who you're cheering for, and it does not look like he has a whole... Oh, yeah, his front end is pretty heavily beat up. Hopefully he does not need to use the fast repair here, but this is an aero dependent track, we'll be able to tell very quickly if he uses his fast repair or not. Rick Surgeon is on pit road. Larry Ashby is on. Oh, Larry Ashby has heavy damage. Rick Surgeon has heavy damage. Scott has heavy damage front and back as he tried to check up. He uses his fast repair. AJ Godsey coming to pit road. He has minimal damage in that new paint scheme tonight. All right, well, it is worth talking to, if we can find him. Hey, Jason, this is Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy? Jason Rome, this is Doug. You got me?
What's up, Doug?
So, we have a start, and it wasn't you.
I know. I'm getting tired of this theft. I'm going to do something here. I don't know what it is. Kyle's trying to take my spot here. I guess I'll just have to take his spot and start winning all these things.
Well, that would be a good goal. That you are actually outside. You cannot get in on points. You have to win your way in, but you were the fastest in practice. You think you can get up here and get the job done tonight?
Well, I thought I could about 3 minutes ago, but I'm not so sure anymore. Get a fast repair here, so I'm probably dead in the water, I'd imagine.
I did not see you involved, but yeah, you have some pretty significant damage on the front end. All right, bud. Well, good luck. Hopefully you can stay in this thing, keep that nose clean, and get up there and get the win.
Sounds good, Doug.
Talk to you later, bud. All right. So, have to mention, go to brrpoints.com. Look at the schedule. You're not going to want to miss the Dover race. I can't say much more than that, except it will be a very special event. And, yeah, we are all very excited about it. All right, Jason Rome has been off pit road. Let's see, Aiden Trevette had to go to pit road. He was caught up in that. A lot of guys come to pit road. So now the lineup is the top four still the same. Heasley, Henson, Kevin Reed, David Garman. Then Harley Barlett is up to 5th. Mike Smith is up to 6th. Richie West sneaks through up to 8th. Bill Percy sneaks by up to 7th now. Hinkle is up to 9th. Rick Sargent is back up to 10th after going on to pit road. Looks like they are lined up side by side, ready to go green flag racing again. Hopefully nobody spins the tires this time. Nobody pulls a Rome. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air again for Jared Heasley, who gets a really good jump on this restart. And it looks like Kevin Reed has a run to the inside. He's going to make a move for 2nd. Garmin up there in 4th. This is not one of his best tracks. He said he was going to be struggling. His goal tonight was just to finish, but it looks like he might have a little something for this track. And here comes Barletta. Harley Barletta now up to 2nd. And now you can see why Harley needs to be wrecked. Jared Easley currently leading. Kevin Reed and Harley Barletta currently battling for 6th. Or for 2nd, excuse me. Right behind him, Zach Henson is there. Now, Jared Heasley and Harley Barletta are both locked in. Kevin Reed is the one car up there in the top 5, not locked in yet. However, as it runs, Rick Sargent is back to 12th. Richie West is in 6th. Doing some quick math in my head. Kevin Reed would be right there with him. Kevin gets loose coming off turn 4. Kevin was way loose there coming off turn 4, manages to hold on to it. Fortunately, Harley was paying attention and Meanwhile, while that happens, Zach Henson slips up into second, and Jared Heasley taking that 32 car off the front. And here comes Richie West. I forgot to ask Richie what paint scheme he was running tonight. Let's see if I can get a closer look in here. Really can't tell. We'll have to take a closer look under caution. It doesn't look like he continued the 80s cartoon theme this week. But Richie started in 17th. He is now up to 6th, working his way to the front very, very, very quickly. And getting word, Kyle Holden's shifter screwed up, threw him into first. That's what caused the accident. Fortunately, Kyle is locked in. He's into the playoffs with 3 wins, but he is done for the night. And Anthony Hull cheering on Aiden the Kid Trevette. Where is Aiden? He was caught up in that. He is currently showing a lap down. And it looks like he might not be at full speed right now. Due to that lap 1 caution, we may not have a competition caution at lap 60. Per the rules, they would not throw the caution, but there was some discussion about if it happened on lap 1, would that change anything? So we'll have to wait and see how things plan out. Meanwhile, Bill Percy is making his way forward. He came forward all night last night. He was up front battling in the top 3 all night. Bill Percy working his way around David Garman. And here comes Scotty Too Hottie after getting his repair, making a power move on the inside of Richie West. Kevin Reed has currently slipped back to 4th as Zach Henson is now up to 3rd. Harley Barletta is 2nd, but he's closing down on 1st place, Jared Heasley. Harley Barletta right on the back bumper. Caution is out. Let's see if we can. Looks like Cheryl Newman had an incident. Let's back that replay up just a little bit. And it looks like she may have turned down on the 93 of Matt Johnston. Looks like he... Nope, she just came across, didn't realize he was there. She thought she was clear. And David Garman beginning his shenanigans a little bit early tonight. He's already playing in the infield. So we are definitely not going to have a competition caution, but now the question is, how many of these guys come to pit road? It's a bit early for tires. It's a bit early for fuel. Some of these guys might come down and just top off on fuel, but it is way too early to be changing tires. All the leaders stay out all the way back through Garmin, Snodgrass, Percy, Richie West. Everybody in the top 10 stays out. And it looks like Aiden the Kid Trevette will be in the lucky dog position, so he should get his lap back. Good evening, Cody. Let's see if we can talk to the kid. Aiden, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha, Doug.
Hey, man, it looked like you were showing a lap down a minute ago after that first lap incident. What's going on with you?
I went down pit road to the green. pit road wasn't open, so yeah, I had to deal with the penalties. But it'll be all right. We're going to come back and win this thing, hopefully.
All right, so you are going to be back on the lead lap. Your car's still in pretty good shape?
Better get all the damages repaired and ready to go.
All right. Well, drive through that field and get up there and get her done, bud.
Look, have fun.
All right. Aiden the Kid Trevette, the youngest member of BRR at 18 years old. Driving the Squidward car. There's Aiden in the Squidward car. And now he is going to be back up in contention. Looks like Larry Ashby is on pit road. He's still got heavy damage. I don't know that he used his fast repair yet. We'll have to see if he can come back and be in this. He is staying. It looks like he might be able to stay on the lead lap or be at the tail end of it. We'll see if he gets back around in time. Meanwhile, they stack back up. Lights are out on the pace car, so we will be 1 to green. Some of the biggest movers so far. Bill Percy now up, started in 14th, up to 7th. Richie West started in 17th. He is up to 8th. Mike Smith coming through the field. He started in 12th. He's up to 9th. Jeff Hinkle up there beside Mike as well, has picked up a couple of positions. See, and Larry Ashby, despite being at the back of the field, has picked up a couple of positions just based on attrition. So we'll see what he can do with it. Coming through 3 and 4, we should get the green flag. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything to cause a delay here. This time on the start, it'll be Harley Barletta on the outside with Jared Heasley on the inside. As the pace car drops off, Heasley needs to get a good jump. He does. Green flag is in the air. He drifts up to block Barletta. Good move on the part of Heasley. Zach Henson now starting to look to the inside for second, and Kevin Reed is still lurking back there, but here comes David Garman. And here comes Scotty Too Hottie. Garman gets past Kevin Reed there, and here comes Scott looking to the inside. Kevin moves back down. He's got a run on Garman now. Got a little push. They're going to go 3 wide into 3. It's a little early for that, boys. Garman way up by the wall. We saw Kevin Reed getting loose earlier up there. Getting very sketchy up towards the front. Currently it is Jared Heasley, Harley Barletta, and Zach Henson. But Garman, Reed, Snodgrass, and West all battling. And they are racing like it's the last lap here for about 4th through about 7th. Meanwhile, this pack right behind him, Jeff Hinkle, is starting to make his way up. And yeah, I thought they were going 4 wide for a second there. Oh, the 64 drifts up just a little bit in front of Percy. Bill was lucky he was able to see that one coming. That outside line last night in the Truck Series seemed to be the fastest way around. Garman's in the wall. David Garman's in the wall. He is back up in the wall. He wiggles a little bit coming down. Will anybody get into him? Everybody manages to avoid him, but AJ Godsey's right there. AJ manages to get around. Topher gets around it. And the kid is coming as well. AJ makes a power move back up there. That got very sketchy very quickly. AJ Godsey back there in 11th. Back up here with this battle for the lead now. Zach Henson is side by side with Jared Heasley going off into 1 and 2. Jared's got Harley Barletta right there, but Zach gets a bit of a run on the bottom, makes it work. But Heasley carries more momentum off that top line. We'll see if he can get back up there here in a minute. They're 3 wide further back in the field, as Jeff Hinkle wisely backs out just a little bit. And Scotty Too Hotty's in the grass. Manages to save it. He gets back up on track. Let's see if we can see what happened. Oh, the 64 got into the wall. Scott was trying to avoid him. Gets down in the grass. Everybody gets away cleanly, but Scott lost a couple of positions on that exchange, as does Kevin Reed. With Richie West now up into 4th place, Kevin Reed's championship playoff hopes may be done. Rick Sargent now up into 8th. As long as both of them are on track and in front of Kevin Reed, he's essentially out. Jason Rome is another one who has to win his way in here. He is currently 1 lap down in 17th, trying to battle his way up and be in the lucky dog position. Zach Henson, now the pack has spread out. They've had some green flag laps, and it looks like Zach Henson, as Jared Heasley gets passed for second. Harley Barletta goes to second. Jared's going to look back to the inside down the front straightaway. Jared saw the line that Zach was running to get around him. He's going to try that now down to the inside through 1 and 2. Looks like Jared might have been run into just a little bit. He's got a little bit of damage to the back bumper, but he is back up into second, at least for the moment. We've got a car off to the inside. It is Jason Rome. Jason crashes off the racing surface. Tracks will stay green. Bill Percy got loose, just drifted down into the 3 car, and Jason gets a wallop of a hit. Jason was scored 1 lap down. He is now going to be several laps down if he can get back out on track. Zach Henson continues to lead, but he is not getting very far away from Harley Barletta and Jared Heasley here. As here comes Richie West. Richie, power move to the inside, going into 3, trying to take 3rd. He's got to run on Harley as well. Jared Heasley almost gets into the wall there, coming through out of turn 4. Coming down the front straightaway, Richie has the momentum, but Jared carried a lot more speed, manages to get back up there, but Richie already looking down to the inside again. Kevin Reed back to 5th now. As the tires start to wear, we're 22 laps into this thing. They will be within a tire window in about 8 laps. And I believe the fuel window is going to be about lap 40, as we've got cars up in the wall. Look like the 81 and the 32 both got up in the wall briefly. Harley Barletta was briefly in the wall. Jared Heasley was briefly in the wall. Richie West manages to get up to 3rd, and now looking to the inside of Harley Barletta for 2nd. And here comes the 93 of Matt Johnston. Matt had slipped back, got involved in the incident with Cheryl Newman, but he recovered and is still going, starting to make his way forward. Cheryl Newman also, AJ Godsey was in the wall. Manages to recover, but he was in the wall in the entry to turn 3. Unusual to see AJ struggling at all. I mean, I know he says it every week. He always says he's struggling. He usually comes up and wins when he does say that. And now he is looking to the inside there. Looking at the inside of Matt Johnston, trying to pick up another position. Matt Johnston currently holding on to 6th, but AJ has a run coming off turn 2. Zach Henson is loving this. Harley Barletta, Richie West are battling for second. They've got everybody right behind them. Zach Henson is running away with it. Richie West clears Harley. He is up to second. Here comes Heasley again. Heasley down to the inside. Harley barely keeps it off the wall. 2 cars. AJ Godsey went off track. Matt Johnston went off track. And it looked like they tandem wall hit, went to pit road. AJ managed to get it straight on pit road. Matt Johnston managed to keep it going the right way through the grass, gets back out on track. AJ Godsey probably serving a penalty at the moment. And Richie West is on the move as Jared Heasley is now up to third. Richie West started in 17th, already up to second. You can bet we're going to be talking to him before long. Oh, they're looking 3 wide here. Harley Barletta looks low. Jared Heasley drops to the middle. Jared is drifting up just a little bit. Richie manages to hold it. Harley drifts up, just about taps the back bumper of Jared Heasley there, manages to hold on to it. And I don't know about you folks, but I'm holding my breath right now. Rick Sargent watching all this, just going to sneak by. He is 2 points behind Richie West and now 2 positions back. And you can start to see who saved their tires here. Obviously, Richie has been saving tires. Rick has really been saving some tires here. And he might be a lap down, but he is, or 2 laps down currently, but he is extremely fast. Topher Baltimore is coming through the field as well. I would bet he gets did I speak too soon? It looked like he just got a little low coming off of turn 2, but he is extremely fast. He was really good saving his tires last night in the Truck Series. And it looks like Bill Percy will be running the Higgins spotter pack in the near future. So if you watch his streams, you can hear some more Higgins. You'll be able to hear Higgins again Tuesday morning when Jared Heasley and I do Dirt Tuesday. Rick Sargent now up to second. Richie West still battling him, and here comes Jared Heasley. Harley Barletta now dropped back to 5th. Kind of unusual on a track that is this abrasive on the tires to see Harley Barletta dropping back. Zach Henson continues to open up a little bit of a lead. He's got a 2.7 second lead as Rick Sargent, Jared Heasley, and Richie West all continue to battle up here. Richie now making a move back for second from Rick Sargent. I could be mistaken, but it looked like Richie got a little wiggly out there. You know what? This looks like so much fun. Let's ride along with the 32 car as they are battling. Here they come down the front straightaway on the high line. The high line tends to be the fastest way around here. Across the start-finish line, heading off down into turn number 1. And the 20 car is up in the wall. Jared gets down a little bit low. 20 car keeps some momentum, but Heasley's got a run now coming off of turn 2. Can't quite get there yet. The 20-minute Rick just kept his foot in it. Didn't lose too much momentum. And there is just a fine line when you get up there between running the high line and being up in all that loose stuff, and it will send you into the wall as Heasley starts to look low for position. That is a lap of Auto Club in California in 41.8 seconds. Jared Heasley moving back to second, but here comes Rick for the crossover move. And I swear these guys are racing like it's the last lap up here. Meanwhile, the kid has just worked his way up. You saw him get back to the lead lap after the penalty on the caution. He is now back up into 6th and moving his way forward quickly. And he's got Kevin Reed right behind him, Bill Percy in 8th, Jeff Hinkle in 9th. Nope, Mike Smith takes 9th and moves Jeff Hinkle back to 10th. They're going to keep battling for that position. Hinkle down there on the bottom, Mike Smith. Looks like Mike Smith has a new paint scheme this week. National Guard paint scheme, it looks like. Yes, indeed. Mike Smith running a National Guard paint scheme. I know he was in the Army and served National Guard as well. Huge shout out to him. And he's another one. If you need a paint scheme, you can go to Boogity Motorsports. And here we go again. It's Richie West for second place on Heasley. Richie West has a run, and here comes Harley Barletta now back into the mix. He is down underneath Rick Sargent for 4th. And they are 2x2 nose to tail. At this track, for them to still be this packed up, this long into a run is amazing. Good evening, Jason Coleman from Omaha. Holy crap, Richie drifts up there in the middle. It looked like he was about to get in the back of Heasley. As soon as he drifts up, Rick Sargent starts looking low. This is the battle for 2nd through 4th as Zach Henson continues to just walk away with it. He now has 4.25 second lead over 2nd place. Jared Heasley back out front trying to pick up some positions here, or trying to make some distance here, I should say, as green flag pit stops have started. David Garman has been to pit road. It looks like Garman was the first to pit road, which means we should start seeing some green flag pit stops from these leaders before long. They're going to stretch fuel as long as they possibly can. Those early caution laps will definitely help things out a bit here. Jeff Hinkle has gone to pit road. He gives up 10th place to drop to pit road. Zach Henson with a huge lead. The question is going to be, when does he come to pit road? He is one that tends to not try and stretch his fuel mileage to the limit, so he will be earlier, I would imagine, than Heasley, Richie West, and Harley Barletta. Jared Heasley drops to pit road. Richie West is still out there. Bill Percy is on pit road. Mike Smith is on pit road. And if Richie stays out one lap more than Zach Henson, he'll pick up another bonus point. That'll give him a bit of an advantage over Rick Sargent. But here comes Harley Barletta trying to get back up into 2nd place. Zach Henson Zach Henson is coming to pit road. Well, Richie West, he decided to come down pit road. Harley Barletta's on pit road. The kid stays out. Kevin Reed is staying out as well in 2nd place, now up to 2nd place. Matt Johnston stays out in 3rd. Scotty Too Hotty, he was on pit road earlier for repairs. He stays out. These top 4 have all, I take that back. Kevin Reed has not been to pit road yet tonight, but Matt Johnston, Scott Snodgrass, and Aiden Trevette have all been to pit road already tonight, so they can go a little bit further. As the kid continues to lead, here comes some of these guys off of pit road now. There goes David Garman, who was the first to pit road. And now the kid is going to come to pit road. Will Kevin Reed stay out? No, he's going to come to pit road. Matt Johnston comes to pit road. Scotty Too Hotty stays out. He will be our leader for just a little bit. I would imagine he can stretch that at least another 4 or 5 laps. Might be a little too much. 2 or 3 at least. Meanwhile, Bill Percy, who has been to pit road, slinging by right there. Zach Henson continues to... He will reassume the lead once Scott drops to pit road. I would imagine we'll see Scott come down this time. No, Scott does not come down as Aiden the Kid Trevette is off pit road. Kevin Reed is off pit road. Just about everybody is now been through. All lead lap cars except for Scott Snodgrass have been to pit road. Scott has a substantial lead over Zach Henson right now, but that's going to close very, very quickly with Zach being on those fresh tires. We'll see if Scott is paying attention. I would imagine he'll come to pit road this time by. Good evening, Jason. Yes, Cody, it is getting dicey. Zach Henson has closed up about 2 seconds on the gap to Scott Snodgrass so far. Kevin Reed right there after pitting, he is in being scored in 12th right now. And looks like there's a car that is blinking right in front of the 93 of Matt Johnston. Have to see who that was. Hopefully it will not cause an issue. Scotty Too Hotty comes to pit road. A little wiggle as he comes to pit road as well. And Zach Henson will reassume the lead momentarily. Topher Baltimore has come to pit road. Looks like all the cars that are 1 or more laps down are now pitting. Zach Henson is about to, he should be assuming the lead after he passed. There he goes. Zach Henson now back to the lead. Jared Heasley is currently in second. He is 4 seconds back from Zach Henson. Let's go through the field as they continue to complete the pit stops. Up front, you have Zach Henson in the 24 car. Jared Heasley in the 32 is in second. Richie West in third. Jeff Hinkle now up to fourth. Bit of a strategy play, and right behind him we got David Garman in fifth. Rick Sargent now in fifth, and Harley Barletta will be in fifth in a moment as they jockey for that position. Bill Percy is in eighth. Mike Smith now up to ninth. Matt Johnston is in 10th. Kevin Reed, who was on the bubble coming into the night, he is in 11th. Larry Ashby in 12th. It looks like Larry did get his repairs done finally. Scotty Too Hotty currently in 13th as he falls back in line. He'll be the first car, I do believe, 1 lap down. Aiden Trevette now back out on track. It looked like he made a second pit stop. He is now in 14th. Topher Baltimore currently in 15th. Cheryl Newman is in 16th. Jason Rome 17th. AJ Godsey and Kyle Holden now out of the race. And Jared's got to be loving this. He's got Scott right behind him. There's no reason for Scott to get too aggressive here, but giving him that little, those two drafting on the straightaway, definitely an advantage to both of them. Scott does have the fresher tires, so he'll probably get around him here, but definitely helps both of them to kind of work together here. But Richie West all on his own back there, starting to close back up. Harley Barletta, Jeff Hinkle, and Rick Sargent, though. And David Garman is still in this. So 4th through 7th right here. Garman right behind him. Hinkle started back in 11th. Barely scraped the top 10 on the first run, but now here he is up battling for 5th. And it looks like Barletta is going to secure 4th, at least for the moment. However, the leader is 8.3 seconds behind, or ahead, excuse me. Harley Barletta's got a lot of ground to make up there, and he's got three very fast cars to get around. Richie West in 3rd, Jared Heasley in 2nd, and Zach Henson in 1st. Heasley's actually losing ground right now to the leader. 4.3 seconds versus 4 seconds just a couple of laps ago. Meanwhile, Richie West is continuing to close down on 2nd place Jared Heasley. And on the off chance that somebody weird, somebody out of the playoffs wins tonight, currently Richie West sitting in 3rd, Rick Sargent sitting in 5th, so Rick Sargent would get bumped. But as right now, both of those guys are locked in. Kevin Reed is out. I'm not sure if it's Jason Rome's paint. Nope, it was not his paint. Jason Rome continuing on despite not having a hood. After that extremely hard hit, he has no hood. He is a bit slower. He's about 3 seconds off the pace as of right now, but he's sticking it out to try and pick up some points here. Richie West currently in 3rd, Barletta in 4th, and Barletta's about to have his hands full again. Jeff Hinkle is one that comes on very strong as the tires get worn out. Rick Sargent has been showing here tonight. He is very good on the old tires here. He came into the night wanting to make sure he locked himself in. Here he goes around Barletta. Rick Sargent is now going to move up to 4th. Harley Barletta is back to 5th and in the clutches of Jeff Hinkle. Bill Percy in 7th, having a heck of a run here tonight again. Just got past David Garman. David Garman back to 8th. Mike Smith now up to 9th, and Mike is moving his way forward. Matt Johnston in the 93 still holding on to the top 10. Kevin Reed way outside of the top 10. He is back in 11th, quite a ways behind Matt. And as they run now, Kevin has no way to get into the playoffs here. As Kevin Reed came into the night 18 points off, 18 points behind Rick Sargent. So he would have to make up an 18-point deficit. But with Rick running in 3rd and Richie West running in 4th, he is running in 11th. Does not look like he is going to have the opportunity. Scott Snodgrass has put himself in the position. If a caution comes out, he will be back to the lead lap. And just due to his tire strategy, he is actually gaining on Zach Henson right now. So he might end up unlapping himself the old-fashioned way. Actually, as of right now, the last time by, Scott was 0.4 of a lap faster than our leader. So he might actually be able to pull off unlapping himself, and they are still fairly early into the run. AJ Godsey, Kyle Holden both officially out for the night. Richie West has lost a little bit of ground to second place Jared Heasley right now. He's about 2.5 seconds back from him. Rick Sargent is 2.1 seconds back from him, and Rick is losing ground to Richie. Harley Barletta starting to close back up on Rick Sargent now. And it looks like all night long the battle is going to be up here for about 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th as Bill Purcey's starting to come back into the picture. Bill Purcey currently running in 7th, one of his best runs of the season so far here tonight. Matt Johnston has now recovered a couple of positions. He's back up to 8th. Mike Smith currently in 9th. David Garman continues to fall backwards. He is now back into 10th. Topher Baltimore there in the middle, a lap down. He has made his way up to 14th. Garman is drifting way high, just barely keeps that thing off the wall. Dropping back here to the battle, it looks like Rick Sargent is actually starting to pull away just a little bit from Harley Barletta. Harley Barletta had been gaining on him, but now Harley Barletta is slowing down because here comes Jeff Hinkle to the inside. Hinkle tries to get a run up off of turn 2, carries some major momentum up off the bottom, gets back in the draft. We'll see if he can do something with him. Down in turn 3, Hinkle's been right there on the back bumper. It's just so hard to pass down on the bottom here in these cars. '23 car still looking to the inside. He's getting a little bit of draft hanging down there on the bottom. Meanwhile, this battle continues to go on as Matt Johnston is running away a little bit now from Mike Smith. Back up front, Zach Henson continues to open up that lead. 5.3 seconds over Heasley now. Heasley has 4.3 seconds over Richie West. Richie's got... Oh, we've got an... Let's see if we can figure out what happened. That was not... I don't believe that's where it started, but Cheryl was coming to pit road. Let's see what happened here. Jeff Hinkle, we saw it earlier in the race. He drifted up. He catches the 81. The 81, they both managed to save it, keep him going straight, and the green flag stays out. But both of them losing a lot of momentum and a couple of positions. As you see Bill Purcey sneaking by there. Bill Purcey now up to 5th, having a top 5 run tonight. He was very fast here in the trucks last night. And Harley Barletta now coming to pit road. See if we can get a good look at Harley and see if he's got any damage here. Little early for, well, he's right at about the pit window, at least on the tires. Doesn't look like he's got any significant damage. Oh, yeah, his left rear is pretty banged up there, so he will come in and get his repair. And get 4 fresh tires. So that Zach Henson continues to lead. Heasley is still in second. Richie West still in third. Rick Sargent now up to the back bumper of Richie West for third place. Bill Percy now up into fifth and running these two guys down. Jeff Hinkle now up to sixth place. Matt Johnston picked up a couple spots there. He's up to seventh. Mike Smith now up to eighth as Harley Barletta now coming back off pit road. Ninth is David Garman. Kevin Reed now back in the top 10. Harley Barletta will be a couple of seconds a lap faster now. And let's ride along with Harley for a little bit. You can see how much faster he is on those fresh tires when they go through the corners. As you can see, he just picks the line right up the middle between Mike Smith. Topher Baltimore clears him quickly and easily. Sees Matt Johnston. Just storms on by him. Harley Barletta will be able to unlap himself fairly quickly here. He is now back to, looks like 13th. 1 lap down. Meanwhile, there are only 10 cars left on the lead lap. Zach Henson, Jared Heasley, Rick Sargent, Richie West, Bill Percy, Jeff Hinkle, Matt Johnston, Mike Smith, David Garman, and David up in the wall. He is really stuck as Kevin Reed slips by for 9th. Garman comes back down. Let's take a look and see if Garman sustained any damage there. As they come around, Garman's in the wall again. He's got heavy right front damage. Garman did say this is not one of his best tracks. The 1.5 miles and the 2 miles are where he struggles. He excels on the short tracks, on the dirt tracks, and does quite well on the super speedways as he gets up. No, he looked like he got the right rear in the wall that time. Larry Ashby is coming to pit road. And I do believe we are seeing tire stops here as they have a long way to go on fuel. Garman has crashed again. Garman just bounces off the wall, it looks like. Managed to lock him up. He gets below the racing surface, keeps the race green. And I would imagine David is extremely frustrated right now. I do believe he's going to come to pit road. And that leaves 9 cars on the lead lap. Kevin Reed currently the last car on the lead lap, and he's got damage to the back bumper. Mike Smith now up to 8th, battling for Matt Johnston. Here comes Mike Smith to the inside. He's going to take 7th. Mike currently being scored in 7th. He's battling Matt Johnston there on the inside. Mike Smith is locked into the playoffs in the trucks. He is not even in contention in the Cup cars, but having a heck of a run here tonight. And Topher Baltimore just sitting back there with a lucky rabbit's foot, a horseshoe, 4-leaf clover, and a whole lot of other stuff in the car tonight. As it looks like Matt Johnston is going to be able to hold Mike off for a moment. Rick Sargent now has a bit of a gap over Richie West, about a 1 second gap back to Richie. Bill Percy in 5th, about 2 seconds behind Richie. Good job, Bill. Having a heck of a run here tonight. There's Aiden the Kid Trevette. He is currently being scored in 12th place, 1 lap down, I do believe. Now, while we have a moment here, I want to remind you, tune in tomorrow night for the Outlaw triple header, dirt triple header. They'll have 305s, then 358s, and then the Enduro race. The Enduro is something you don't want to miss. You can see the past Enduros on our YouTube channel. And all those links are available for all the social media, all the streaming, the YouTube, the Twitch, everything is available on htsai.net. There, you can see it right there at the bottom, htsai.net. Check it out. Follow us on all of those things. We even have a Twitter account, so you can follow us there, and it gets a notification every time we go live. Tuesday night, we will be back at 7:20 Eastern, 4:20 on the West Coast. I'm sure some of you get that joke. 4:20 on the West Coast, it'll be XCal Racing Street Stocks, and it will be at Michigan again this week. If you saw the All-Star race last week, that race was just nuts. The finish was measured in thousandths of a second, all the way from first to about 5th. The last lap, there was just some craziness on the track, and yeah, it was amazing. And I expect a lot of the same again this week as they go back to their regular points racing. A lot of guys are going to be up there battling, trying to get pick up some positions in the points. That is Tuesday night. Wednesday night, we'll be back at 7:40 Eastern, the Outlaw Xfinity Series, followed by their Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Bill Percy, Mike Smith have come to pit road. Jeff Hinkle now on pit road. Mike Smith, Bill Percy. Looks like Zach Henson's about to start lapping a whole lot of people here. Richie West is coming to pit road. Jared Heasley currently 12th in points. 3 points behind Rick Sargent, 5 points behind Richie West. Even though he's locked in, he's looking to gain any positions he can coming into tonight. Or completing tonight, I should say. Currently 8 cars on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap is that man right there. Scotty Too Hotty has unlapped himself the old-fashioned way. Jared Heasley now on pit road. Rick Sargent is taking second. Zach Henson in first. Zach now has a 12.9 second lead, 13 second lead now over Rick Sargent. Matt Johnston is now up to third. Kevin Reed now up to 5th as pit stops cycle through. Looks like we're going to see the leader come to pit road. Now, will Rick Sargent stay out to try and pick up some bonus points? Remember, Richie West did not get bonus points on that last time by. No, Rick comes to pit road. Matt Johnston is out. He'll take over the lead. Matt Johnston currently 9th in points, 3 points behind Zach Henson. He's going to come to pit road. Kevin Reed is going to cycle around to the lead. The 64 Finelli Ironworks car comes to pit road. Harley Barletta now in 5th. He's going to catch back up to the pack. He did pit 13 laps ago. Nope, sorry, 12 laps ago. Once they all cycle through, we'll take a look at the ongoing pit strategy here. As we've got several different pit strategies going on right now, but Harley Barletta should assume the lead here. Zach Henson now working his way off of pit road. And Harley Barletta on those older tires, probably not going to be able to hold Zach off for very long, but he'll get some more laps led. I do not believe he has led a single lap yet tonight, so he should get at least one lap led. Aiden the Kid Trevette now dropping off 12th place, and he is coming to pit road. And I do believe all the lead lap cars except for that man there, Scotty Too Hotty, have been to pit road. Scott currently running in 4th. Harley Barletta's been out there for 14 laps. Scott has been out there for 31 laps. Henson and Heasley both have been in the last couple of laps, as you see, as has Richie West, Jeff Hinkle, Bill Percy, and Rick Sargent. And I think there might be a glitch in the matrix. There is no way Rick was out there for 68 laps on a set of tires and fuel as fast as he was. Zach Henson has reassumed the lead from Harley Barletta. Jared Heasley now in 3rd, 5 seconds behind Barletta. We will see very quickly how much difference those tires make, just that 14 laps. Scotty Too Hotty now coming to pit road as Richie West moves back up into 4th. Bill Percy reassumes 5th place. Jeff Hinkle is coming quickly, but he's got Rick Sargent in the 20 car right there. Rick now moving up to 6th, trying to run down Bill Percy. And as we said earlier, the battle has been all night about 4th through 7th place. And it's been the same group: Richie West, Bill Percy, Rick Sargent, and Jeff Hinkle. But now Mike Smith is in this battle. He is in 8th place, not far behind, just a half a second behind Hinkle. Mike Smith looking to the high side on Jeff Hinkle. Looks like Mike will be able to take it. He's got the run going off into turn 3. Back up front, Zach Henson continues to lead, but it looks Barletta is not losing a lot of time right now to Zach Henson. I stand corrected. When it looked briefly there like Harley was starting to come back just a little bit for about a lap. I'm guessing Zach made a mistake somewhere, unusual for Zach, but now he is starting to pull away again from Barletta as Heasley continues to gain ground on 2nd place Harley Barletta. 4th place Richie West, pretty stable. The gap between him and Jared Heasley is 7 1/4 seconds. Rick Sargent 2.5 seconds behind him. And Rick has a mirror full of Bill Percy, who is charging forward, and Mike Smith starting to close the gap on Percy now. Jeff Hinkle, after being passed, losing a little bit of ground as Matt Johnston now looking to the inside. He's going to take the position. And I'm guessing some of this is Jeff saving some tires for later in the run. We now have 10 cars after pit stop cycle. We have 10 cars on the lead lap. You've got Zach Henson, Jared Heasley, Harley Barletta, Richie West. Then you got Rick Sargent, Bill Percy, Mike Smith, Matt Johnston, and Jeff Hinkle. Kevin Reed is currently scored in 10th. Then Aiden the Kid Trevette currently running 11th. Scotty Too Hottie back to 12th. Larry Ashby currently in 13th. Topher Baltimore is in 14th. David Garman, Cheryl Newman, Jason Rome, AJ Godsey, and Kyle Holden all out. Means of the 19 cars that started this, we are down to 14 cars left on the track. 10 cars left on the lead lap. Jared Heasley has now passed Harley Barletta. Pass took place just about a lap ago. Jared gets a run to the outside coming off turn 2, down the back straightaway, gets the nose and goes off into turn 3. Harley slides back in line with those slightly older tires. Rick Sargent has gotten around Richie West, but this is the battle for position on track and in the points. Rick Sargent came in tonight 2 points behind Richie West. Richie came in tonight 10th. Rick was in 11th. Just a 2-point difference between the two. Rick starting to pull away from Richie now. But with the speed Bill Percy's had tonight, if we get another caution, he could get up there and run with these leaders. And he could severely upset the apple cart here tonight with a win. That would lock him into the playoffs and bump one of those two gentlemen out. Bill Percy just 2 seconds behind Richie West. And Matt Johnston starting to close on him. Mike Smith starting to close on Matt. Jeff Hinkle has lost a lot of ground since Mike Smith passed him. He's now 2.5, almost 3 seconds back from Mike Smith. Bit of a heartbreak. Kevin Reed currently running in 10th, currently completely out of contention for the playoffs. First season of BRR, Kevin Reed finished 3rd in points, just a couple of points ahead of the 4th place finisher. The 4th place finisher might have missed a race to talk to Kevin Smith, and totally worth it. But Kevin Reed is currently in 10th. Always a contender in the championships. Just not going to pull it off here this season. Meanwhile, Zach Henson just continues to click off laps. He now has an 8.6 second lead on Jared Heasley, and he's continuing to open that lead up. And every lap, it looks like Henson is just a little bit faster, sometimes a lot faster than Jared Heasley. Harley Barletta in third continues to lose ground on that different tire strategy. He's been out there almost 30 laps. Most of these guys have been 10 or 15 laps at this point. Bill Purcey's coming to pit road. No damage. He must be coming to... does look like he has smacked the wall. I'm not sure if that's what's bringing him to pit road here. Or if this is a bit of pit strategy, we'll have to wait and see. See if anybody else decides to come to pit road here. Bill Purcey's going to slip back and lose a lap. Aiden Trevette now up to 10th, 1 lap down. Bill Purcey, Scotty Too Hottie, each 1 lap down. Topher Baltimore in 13th, now 2 laps down. Zach Henson has 1 win this season so far, trying to secure his 2nd one. Jared Heasley just doesn't appear to have anything for him right now. Harley Barletta in 3rd. Checking their lap times. And it appears, Zach Henson has the fastest lap of the race. The closest person to him is still 0.2 off. With their fastest lap. And Harley Barletta now coming to pit road. As we know, his pit strategy is a bit different here. Moving Rick Sargent now up to 3rd. Richie West now up to 4th. And Richie, Matt, and Mike. As we get later in the run, these two are going to be battling. Or these 3, excuse me. Richie West, Matt Johnston has managed to close up quite a gap to get back up to the back bumper of Richie West here. Mike Smith has closed an even bigger gap to catch both of these guys. Mike Smith might be in contention. Definitely got a top 5 car here. We'll see if Mike can get up there and get her done. If Mike can pull off a win here tonight, he could lock himself into the playoffs as well. And with 30 laps to go, we should start seeing the last pit stops. Jeff Hinkle now getting his last pit stop in. So we are seeing the last round of green flag pit stops. And we're seeing everybody putting on their last set of tires. Zach Henson has been staying out a little bit longer each time. We'll see how late he stays out. Jared Heasley has a tendency to short pit by just a lap or 2, but here at the end of the race, 30 laps to go, the question becomes, how long do you stay out on those old tires? How long can you make them last? And when does the leader go? Because once the leader goes, pretty much everybody else is going to go. They're all going to want to be on the same cycle if possible. Harley Barletta, now the first car one lap down in 8th place. Trying to, he'll be able to easily catch up once the caution, or I'm sorry, once pit stop cycle through. Matt Johnston gives up 6th place. He's going to pit road. Zach Henson slowing down. Is he going to go to pit? No, he is not going to go to pit road yet. Looked like he was thinking about it, decided not to. Jared Heasley is not coming to pit road yet. Rick Sargent currently in 3rd. He's not going to come to pit road. Let's see what Richie West's strategy as Mike Smith now up into 5th place, battling for 4th here. And Mike trying to take the position from Richie West before they come down for their final pit stop. And here comes Matt Johnston back off of pit road. Mike Smith still trying to get by Richie West there on the bottom. Matt Johnston on the fresh tires. He's going to just shoot right up the middle. Here comes Mike Smith to pit road. Richie West stays out another lap. So the top 4 still have not pitted. Kevin Reed now up into 6th place. He is not pitted yet. Harley Barletta has pitted, and it looks like he has unlapped himself. Now everything is on the leader. Zach Henson, when he comes to pit road, the other 4 should follow pretty quickly. Richie West now comes to pit road. He gives up 4th to come to pit road. Rick Sargent goes on by. Jared Heasley is currently out. Where's Zach? There is Zach Henson, currently still up in the lead. 10.5 second lead for Henson right now. .25 laps to go. Heasley in 2nd. Getting a little squirrely coming off turn 4. They both stay out. Kevin Reed currently in 4th place. He is still out there on track. I guarantee Kevin has his fingers crossed for a caution that does not involve him to give him one last shot at the playoffs here, but it is not looking great as the field starts to spread out. Larry Ashby has come to pit road. Let's see. Jared Heasley and Zach Henson stay out another lap. Will Rick stay out another lap? Yes, he will. Kevin Reed's just now coming out of turn 2. There's a big gap, 17 seconds from 3rd to 4th right now. And Harley Barletta coming off of turn 2, trying to run down these top 4. Zach Henson comes off 4, does not pit yet. 24 laps to go. He's going to stretch those tires as long as he feasibly can. So only 4 cars on the lead lap that have not pitted. Aiden the Kid Trevette has come to pit road. Jared Heasley gives up 2nd. He comes to pit road. Rick Sargent, 3rd place, comes to pit road. Zach Henson is still out there. Kevin Reed is still out there. Those are the only 2 lead lap cars still on track. 24 car still staying. No, the 24 comes to pit road. Zach Henson finally giving up the lead now that second and third place have both been to pit road. Kevin Reed now up to second place. If he stays out another lap, he will assume the lead. Harley Barletta now into second, just 8 seconds back from Kevin Reed and on much fresher tires. And I would imagine Kevin Reed is going to stretch this as long as he can at this point, just hoping for a caution that he can trap a bunch of cars a lap down and go to pit road under caution. Kevin Reed now assumes the lead as Zach Henson is rolling off pit road. Ten cars now that pit stops have cycled through for the most part, with Kevin Reed and a few other miscellaneous cars out there having not pitted yet. Kevin Reed continues to lead laps here, stretching his mileage as far as possible. Harley Barletta still 5 seconds back, though. And Kevin Reed dropping to the low side of the track, trying to break the draft, I do believe. I don't think Kevin can stay out much longer. Kevin Reed slows. He is coming to pit road. Zach Henson will reassume the lead with Harley Barletta right behind him. Jared Heasley 9 seconds back from the two lead cars. 20 laps to go. Harley Barletta, Zach Henson on different pit strategy. Bill Percy has been involved in an incident. Oh, Bill got wobbly off 4. Managed to save it, but went off the track, lost a couple of positions. Bill Percy was having such a good run. He was up in the top 5. He's now back to 9th place. And Harley Barletta has nothing for the leader. Zach Henson has checked out. He has got a 2.5 lead already. Jared Heasley in third, 8.5 seconds back from Barletta. He's got 19 laps to close the distance here. And last time by, he was almost a second faster, so he could possibly get up there and take second place here. Matt Johnston currently in third, 6 seconds behind Jared Heasley. Hinkle now in fifth. Rick Sargent in 6th. 7th place is Richie West. And here comes that battle again. It is Rick Sargent in 6th. 7th place Richie West. 8th place Mike Smith. As they run right now, there would not be a position change between these two. They would should end up about tied between Richie West and Rick Sargent. And to break the tie, since neither of them have a win, it would have to go to top 5s to actually break the tie going into the playoffs and determine who's officially in 10th. $17 laps to go. Zach Henson has just continued to walk away. He is now 4 seconds ahead of Barletta and 10 seconds ahead of Heasley. And Heasley is on the move. He is now 6 seconds behind Barletta and closing very quickly. He's averaging about a second a lap faster right now than Harley Barletta. Jared Heasley came into the night 12th. He was 3 points behind Rick Sargent and 5 points behind Richie West. He's going to beat both of them by a couple of positions. I do believe he will pick up at least 10th place in the points. He will not pick up 9th. Matt Johnston is 24 points ahead of him right now and 1 position behind him. And despite the fact that Heasley is gaining rapidly on Barletta, he is gaining no ground whatsoever on our leader. Bill Percy has recovered from his incident a couple of laps ago. He is currently in 9th, 8 seconds behind Mike Smith and 9 seconds ahead of Kevin Reed. Mike Smith has dropped off the battle with the Richie West and Rick Sargent. He is now almost 2 seconds back from these two, but that battle is getting a little bit tighter. That time by through 3 and 4, Rick was a bit faster. Now about a 1 1/4 second between Rick and Richie. Jeff Hinkle in 5th, 2.5 seconds ahead. Matt Johnston is a 1.5 seconds ahead of him. Jared Heasley, though, in 3rd place. He is running down Harley Barletta in 2nd very quickly. Continues to beat him by a second a lap consistently. And it looks like Jared, if things continue as they are, 13 laps to go, Jared should be able to take 2nd place from Harley Barletta. Zach Johnson, meanwhile, just has to click off consistent laps here. He is still running extremely fast laps. His last time by, he was a second faster than Harley Barletta. Exactly a second faster. And last time by, Jared Heasley was faster. Don't think Jared has enough time with 12 laps to go to catch the leader, but he is consistently turning faster laps now than Zach Henson is. There is Larry Ashby in the 34 STP car, driving a different paint scheme this week. He started in 19th. He is up to 14th. There's Topher Baltimore. We're not going to say anything more than that. Don't want to jinx him. Scotty Too Hotty now into 12th place. He has had a bit of an up and down night. Aiden the Kid Trevette in 11th. Squidward looks a little upset. Kevin Reed currently in 10th. Bill Percy in 9th. Bill Percy is about to go a lap down for the first time tonight as the leader is right behind him. Mike Smith currently running in 8th. Richie West in 7th after starting 17th. He is going to secure his playoff berth here tonight. Jeff Hinkle is up to 6th. Jeff was locked in. He is the only one in the top 10. Came in tonight locked in on points. And he's about to take 5th place from Rick Sargent as here comes Hinkle. He was saving his tires early on. 10 laps to go. Hinkle's going to take 5th place. He might even have enough time to catch up to Matt Johnston. Rick Sargent currently in 5th, not for long with Hinkle behind him. Matt Johnston in 4th. And Heasley in 3rd, running down 2nd place. Harley Barletta, he's 1.5 seconds back now, 9 laps to go. And he's going to have a little bit of help from the 34 of Larry Ashby, giving him a little bit of draft help there. And last time by, Heasley continues to be a 1/10 of a second or more faster than Zach Henson. Just not enough laps left in this for him to get back up there. But on the shorter run, Zach Henson was definitely the class of the field. But it looks like Heasley is the fastest car on the long run here. There is the gap you see between Harley Barletta and Jared Heasley, with Larry Ashby right there in the middle. Jared's going to use every bit of the draft he can to get up there. Nobody at this point can touch Zach Henson. He is... Zach has a 10.5 second lead over Harley Barletta and Jared Heasley right now, but Jared is within striking distance of the 81 car. Last time by, though, Jared was not gaining as much ground. That time he did, half a second that last lap. There is Harley Barletta in 2nd place. Rick Sargent has managed to hold off Jeff Hinkle so far and get around Matt Johnston, as you see right there. Matt doing a crossover coming back to the inside. Jeff Hinkle hanging out up on the high side, though. Matt is currently in 4th. Rick is 5th. Hinkle is 6th. Matt Johnson dropping to the bottom of the track, trying to break the draft off these two, but Rick Sargent, Jeff Hinkle working together. They are right there to the back bumper. Speaking of the back bumper, 6 laps to go. Heasley still faster than Barletta by several 1/10 of a second every lap. Five laps to go. Zach Henson has this one in the bag unless the car just blows up at this point. Harley Barletta currently in 2nd, as Jared Heasley closing down on him fast, but not as quickly as he was earlier in the run. Thinking Jared might have used up a little too much of his tires there. We'll see if he can get to him, and the real question will be, will Heasley be able to get around him? Heasley using the lap car of Larry Ashby to help get him around the track. Heasley clearing the lap car now. He's going to have Larry behind him, giving him a little bit of a push there. And now he's got to close that 0.6 of a second gap on Harley Barletta. Harley Barletta definitely making that low line work later in the run. Jared Heasley is still faster last time by. 4 laps to go. Behind this battle, Matt Johnston, Rick Sargent, and Jeff Hinkle, all 3 right there together still. Richie West in 7th has dropped back 3.2 seconds. Mike Smith is 6 seconds back. Oh, the 20 car gets up into the wall. The 93 gets low. Hinkle's going to split the gap here. Jeff gets a run and gets past the 20 car. He's got the high line going off into turn 1 and a run on the 93 of Matt Johnston. Two laps to go. Hinkle is taking 4th place here. Meanwhile, up front, Heasley cannot get any closer to Harley Barletta. Matt Johnston looking to the inside of the 23 now. Nothing doing yet. As they come off turn 4, Hinkle gets in the wall. Bounces down, gets in front of the 93, manages to hold him off. And here comes Matt Johnston. Zach Henson will be taking the white flag momentarily. Zach Henson takes the white flag. Meanwhile, back here at mid-pack. Oh, the 93 bounces off the wall. Rick Sargent now in 5th. Jeff Hinkle manages to capitalize on the mistakes of the 20 and the 93. He's going to come down and take 4th. Zach Henson takes the win here. Zach Henson comes off turn 4, 12 seconds ahead of everybody else and takes the win. Harley Barletta is going to manage to keep Jared Heasley behind him. Manages to bring home a 2nd place finish. Jared Heasley is going to come home 3rd. Jeff Hinkle capitalizing on the mistakes of Rick Sargent and Matt Johnston. He is going to come home 4th. Rick Sargent brings home 5th. Matt Johnston comes home 6th. Richie West is 7th. Mike Smith is 8th. Kevin Reed comes home 9th. And Bill Percy comes home 10th after a bit of a heartbreak. Aiden Trevette is 11th. Scotty Tuhati is 12th. Topher Baltimore finishes the race in 13th. Hopefully finishing in 13th breaks the bad luck streak. Let's see if we can talk to our winner. Hey, Zach, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, congratulations. You just ran away from the field repeatedly.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. No one else is really using the bottom line.
I noticed you were down there a lot more than anybody else, and you managed to make it work. Everybody else was carrying more momentum up top, but, man, that was impressive using that bottom line.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Did you get bored? You were out so far in front that it looked like it might have got a little boring up there.
I just spaced out for half of it, honestly.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations on another win. You were obviously locked in coming into tonight, but definitely got to be great to get that last win of the regular season.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it.
All right, that was your winner, Zach Henson. Harley Barletta comes home 2nd. Jared Heasley comes home in 3rd. Was looking to see. Let's talk to Heasley. Hey, Jared, this is Doug. You got me?
Hello, Doug.
Hey, 3rd place finish, but you were running down Harley really hard there for a little bit. Did you just burn up the tires, and once you got past Larry, had nothing left?
Yeah, I hit the wall out of 4 trying to get by Larry, but just got tight with 4 tires trying to get there, and hit the wall, and I think I ruined it. But it was a good run. It was a good race. Just couldn't quite find the speed.
Well, your first pole of the season and a 3rd place finish. You cannot complain too terribly much about that.
We'll take some momentum into the chase to Pocono next week and see what we can do.
All right, man. Best of luck.
Yep.
All right. Now we're going to bring Topher in here. Hey, Topher, this is Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Hey, Doug, how's it going?
I have to ask, you came home, successfully completed the race, and you finished in 13th. Is that what you needed to break the bad luck?
No, but you missed me doing a big old smoky burnout because I didn't wreck.
Well, I'm thinking that not wrecking and coming home in the 13th position, that might actually be what breaks your bad luck going into Pocono next week.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Absolutely. And the worst part about this is that I was running equal to the leaders. I went to short pit after that first caution and forgot to tell it not to change my tires.
Oh,
Rather than pit, I just kept on going, and then I got in trouble. So that's what put me laps down. But it was fun. I actually managed to finish without getting wrecked right up until the very end when I blew up my engine because I was so happy I was doing this burnout.
Well, congratulations, man. You definitely deserve to do the burnout, and congratulations on breaking the bad luck, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right, Topher Baltimore comes home 13th, but a huge win. Just huge for him to finish the race. Finished in 13th, so as we said, hopefully finishing in 13th breaks the bad luck streak. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It has been a great race. We will post the updates on the points and where everybody stands going into the playoffs once Jason Rome gets those completed tomorrow. And don't forget to come back tomorrow night. Tune in for the Outlaws Dirt Triple Header at 7:30 Eastern. Tuesday night, we will have XCal Racing at 7:20 Eastern. Wednesday night, we'll be back with the Outlaws at 7:40 Eastern. Don't forget to check out the video on YouTube and hear the new Higgins spotter pack. And if you're interested in that, how to get that is all on the Facebook page. So you can check that out, and it is great. It is hilarious. You're not going to regret getting the Higgins spotter pack. I can promise you that. Thank you all for tuning in to BRR Cup Series. Regular season is over. Playoffs start next week. Get ready, folks. It's going to get exciting. Thank you all for tuning in.